Hi Cancer, welcome to your new love reading for January 2020. Happy New Year to you, happy new decade. This is intended to be a romantic love reading, but it may resonate in other areas of your life. Also check out the description box below for everything you need to know about this reading, including the Page of Cups, recommend a reader shout out, which goes to Love Your Self-Worth. Love and support to her. Check her out and show her some love and support. This could also be a, hold on, spray bottle, because little one's trying to get up here. Yeah, nope. This could also be a new development in a current situation. All right. Spray bottle again. Hold on. Okay. For Cancer. New love. What is new romantic love for Cancer? The month of January. Right. Okay, Cancerian. Two of Pentacles. All right. Eight of Swords. Hanged Man. Seven of Cups. Three of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. All right, so let's see who you're dealing with here. Put the spray bottle back. Okay. Knight of Pentacles. Could be Taurus. Okay. All right. So that you've been doing a lot of processing and doing a lot of work here. Your intuition is like on fire right now. Like your focus. I think that's part of the work that you've been doing. Is it feels like you're really connecting within, and that's affecting you're making different choices because of that. There's a lot that's been going on behind the scenes that you don't know about. Water. Hold on a minute. I'm getting some water here. I can feel a tickle in my throat. That is much bigger than what you might be realizing. So if you've been calling something in, it's coming. If you've been working internally, that's getting shored up. Like there's a lot of, you've been doing a lot of work, but it's like spirit is matching that because you're putting forth the effort and you're being uplifted and you're being ushered, so to speak, or escorted, I guess. Anyway, so that on a personal level, there you go. It's been happening for a while, actually, but things are really coming to the fore now. So how does your love interest come into that? What's this Eight of Swords about? Swords. Okay. Eight of Cups. Yep. What's this Hanged Man about for Cancerian? Ten of Wands. Could be Pisces, Taurus, Capricorn. What's this Seven of Cups here? Four of Swords. What's this Three of Cups? You're just not into it. What's this Three of Cups? Five of Wands. And what's this Queen of Pentacles? So this is... Here's the thing. You and your person have the same exact opinion of each other. This is someone that... what's this Queen of Pentacles about? All right. For some of you, you could be cleaning up the past, really kind of turning a corner and turning inward and really focusing on yourself. And you've been doing that for a while. You finally turned a corner with your grief. You and your person have the same opinion of each other in the sense that you know, it was a lot of work and it just, you don't hate each other. It just wasn't meant to be. And it was just nothing. At the same time, I think for some of the Cancers I'm reading for, you're finding it hard to put yourself out there. You're just not ready yet. You just don't want to yet. But you've got someone coming in, but they're not on your radar yet. They're on yours. So for the Cancers that I'm reading for, you don't even know who this person is yet. And they most likely won't make themselves known in January. So why are they even showing up? Because you're dealing with somebody and turning the page on that, and then there's somebody else, but it's not, you two just aren't ready for each other, and you and the person that you're ending with, you both have like the same feelings about each other. Like it just, at the end of the day, it just didn't work out. And there's a focus on yourself though, because you're not aware of this new person. And I think you're kind of not ready either, because you really are focused inward. Honestly, this is really you kind of figuring out what you want in light of this newfound freedom, and focusing on yourself and on your security, your job. You're like really shifting your focus. You're naturally inclined to be more intuitive, or at least more self-focused, and really listen to what feels right. And so it's going to be slow going with this new person. You're not putting yourself out there for the Cancers that I'm reading for. So and you're okay with it. It's not that you're like reclusing yourself. You're okay with kind of just keeping that focus on yourself, because you just really went through something pretty heavy duty, and you're not really interested in going back out there and kind of, and I think you've seen some of the changes taking place, like the magnitude of the way your life is starting to shift. So you kind of don't want to mess up the momentum, and you're like, I'm kind of good. I don't really need to introduce somebody else into that right now. Kind of want to see where that takes me and what more is in store for me. What's this Knight of Pentacles about? This Knight of Pentacles. The Sun. Nice. I like it. For some of you too, just consider that you've been dealing with someone that hasn't been emotionally present, whether that's your past person or someone you've kind of been lightly involved with. Either way, this is just, you're not, nah. You're not, it's almost like, it's just not worth fighting for, because you're still processing the big thing. So for the Cancers that I'm reading for, your focus is on yourself. You're not really putting yourself out there right now for new romantic love. You are happily focusing on yourself. You're not recluse. You're not feeling like you can't and what's wrong with me. You're okay with it. Okay, so what else have we got here for? Okay, because this is pretty straightforward. You've got somebody else, you're on their radar, but you're not really interested. And I honestly, this is just you really wanting to focus on yourself and figure out what you want. The other person is, whoever it is, they don't mind waiting. So that's good. Some of you might know it, but I feel like you don't know who it is. And that's not where your focus is anyway. Your focus is on yourself, on your future. You just been through something pretty heavy. So you're naturally inclined to be more intuitive anyway, because you just kind of, this, for the Cancers that I'm reading for, this was kind of a really solitary time for you. As much as you might have stayed connected to friends, internally you were really going through something, and you couldn't really explain it very well to anybody, and it was kind of something that you probably stayed stuck on a little longer. So friends, you probably didn't want to talk about it past a certain point with friends, because you didn't want to hear, are you still stuck on that, or are you still dealing with that? Thanks for the judgment. So this has been going on for quite a while for you internally, partly because there's major changes going on out of your control anyway, and that's kind of been in tandem with you having these realizations and these shifts taking place that you might think that you have a hand in, but you're also being very supported on the other side. So lots of major stuff going on for you. And here's the funny thing though, you're going to have to accept that it's out of your hands. For as much, if some of you might be like, okay, I'm getting kind of tired of waiting. I'm getting kind of tired of this downtime. Like, is this all it's ever going to be? I like the changes that are taking place. I like the momentum, but eventually I feel like momentum's going to run out. And is this all there is going to be for me? Like, is there anything on the horizon? And you're along for the ride at this point. So for the month of January, there's no romantic interest for you. There is for somebody who's on your radar. You might have known them for a while. And it doesn't look like they're going to make themselves known. This is not somebody who risks. So they probably see you still kind of withdrawn, and doing your own thing or just being very solitary, and they're like, okay, you know, Cancer's not ready yet. I'll just kind of bide my time here. Just kind of, okay. You're still thinking about what you want. You're not thinking about romance, or you're not thinking about a person in general, I should say. You're thinking about what you want, and the focus is on yourself, and your intuition is through the roof. So this, yeah, you're kind of along for the ride on this one, for yourself and the changes that are happening. There's more going on than you know. This person, you are on their radar. They are not on yours. This is a month of self-love and self-focus for you. And you continually adjusting to the new normal that you're kind of getting impatient with. I'm like, okay, is it going to keep going like this? Not impatient. It's almost like you can't believe things are working out for you. Like you're on a good streak, you know what I mean? And so you're kind of like, okay, but it's got to run out sometime. Like, when's it going to run out? In the meantime, you're still kind of closing out the chapter and your epiphanies abound, right? But it's almost like you're like, okay, is this going to run out though? Like, what? And is this all there is? Like, lots of questions. And the answer is yes and yes. Like, well, not yes and yes, but you're along for the ride at this point. So to some degree, I think the reason why you might feel unnerved is because you're along for the ride. This started happening before you set the changes. You actively set changes in your own life in motion. You kind of rode this wave and you stopped making changes because you've moved on from somebody, but you're still kind of going through the motions of figuring things out, and epiphanies abound, and you're like, okay, there's stuff occurring to me that I haven't really changed a whole heck of a lot in my own life, and yet I'm still having all these realizations, and there's still these synchronicities happening, and stuff is just happening, and I'm not even doing anything. That's the intuition part. That's the guidance from source, from spirit. So you're kind of along for the ride. Stuff's happening. You're transitioning. So is your person that you left behind. You two are kind of starting to move away from each other. It's just one of those things where it's like it's not meant to be, and there's going to be some downtime from that. The realization of that is bittersweet. And because of that, you're going to be focusing on yourself. Whoever's radar you're on, they will wait. I don't think they're going to make themselves known in January. So this kind of like, well, why even bring it up? But there it is. Maybe some of you needed to hear that, you know what, there is someone, you're just not ready for them yet. Others of you don't really care. Some of you might have needed to hear that because it can be kind of discouraging when it's not that you feel lonely, but very alone. So there's a difference. It's like you might prefer the solitude, but there's times where you might feel very alone, not necessarily lonely. It would help to put yourself out there, but if you're not ready for it and you don't want to, then what's the point? But if you're starting to get kind of impatient with this and go, okay, is this as good as it gets? There's nothing wrong with, putting yourself out there. It wouldn't jeopardize anything, but some of you just don't feel like it or you're not ready for it, really. You're still wanting to focus on yourself. Oh, and can I just say, too, along with the intuition being on fire, the Cancers that I'm reading for, you're really secure professionally and financially, really good. Like that's been a streak for about the past 8 or 9 months. Like you're really in a good place with work and finances. So, and I could see also why there's a preference to keep the focus on that, because it's safe, it's solid, it's secure. And why introduce somebody new that's going to rock the boat with that or jeopardize that or steal your focus? Some of you might be doubting that you haven't really, like you're only okay because you're by yourself. But if you get in connection with someone again, that it could take you right back to where you were with the other relationship that was kind of taking its toll on you. So you're wanting to still kind of preserve that solitude and give this a little more time to grow. But then questions like, well, am I done yet? Or no, you're along for the ride at this point. You're not who you were once when, but you're not going to know that until you put yourself out there. It's like you're in that frustrating limbo that just like transition, adjusting to the new normal, and it's like you're at that turning point, you're walking away, but you don't know what's going on, you don't know what to do, and it's just really so. Bonus, you have the outlet of work and continually plodding along, and that's like, you're golden there. For many of you, again, you will be happy with that focus. Others of you are going to be like, okay, I'm starting to get kind of bored with just, you know, me and work, or me and financial security. That's for Cancerian. Whoopsie. Okay, so there, wow. Okay, so this one jumped. Knight of Cups, and that was what I was going to pull. Page of Cups. So, okay, you've got someone coming in again within the next 3 months, quite possibly, because I don't feel like it's January. I don't feel like you're even interested in January. I feel like you're starting to think about it, like how to incorporate, but you're not interested in it yet. You're starting to figure out what you want and this and that, but you're not ready to act on it yet. You're not ready to pursue it yet. But again, you are on somebody's radar, and inside of 3 months, they're probably going to make their presence known, and it's going to be very small and casual at first, but you've been on their radar. Just saying. I feel like I should say keep the focus on yourself, because for the Cancers that I'm reading for, you're not ready yet, but you don't mind it either. And you're really, for the first time in a long time, you're really feeling like you're in a secure position. So I could understand the reluctance to not want to mess with that. Just like keep everything the way it is, because you really like this certain part of your life, the security and stability. And that's kind of a newfound thing. So, and that's going to be around for a while. So it's not going anywhere, but it is new. So you're like, I really just want to keep this, you know, I like it. But you are starting to wonder and question, is there possibly more? Would a connection or relationship be possible? It's a learning curve. You're being, there's stuff set in motion and going on that so much more you don't know about. You're along for the ride at this point. It's kind of a break though, because like there's not much you can do about it. And I was talking to a friend the other day, and she's like, you know, we were just talking about like those periods in life where it's like, okay, I feel like I don't have to be doing anything, right? Like everything's okay. Like I'm okay with being okay, right? I don't have to be making this or doing that. I can be thinking about things, but I don't have to actively be pursuing anything. And it's like, no, I mean, there's a lot of choice. If you're in a good place, you get to be in that good place. You get to have that. You get to stay there. You get to do, you have choice now. You have for a while, but it's not going to leave you. You don't have to do anything to preserve it. You don't have to do anything. You're in a place where you get to choose. What else for? It's kind of circuitous, Cancer. Like it was kind of like you're happy, but then you're wondering, is it going to stay here? And I don't want it to leave unless I decide. I don't want it to leave me. I want to be able to decide what I want to do next. I don't want it to happen to me. But then there's like this period of solitude for a while now, and yeah. Yay. Okay, so there's that stability that I was talking about. That's not going to leave anytime soon. It says the miracles are endless. Again, being divinely guided, not really knowing what's going on, but everything's been working out. There's been this synchronicity, and a lot of you are like, I'm going to stay focused on myself. Good, do it. When you're ready, you'll be ready to get out, put yourself out there. Until you are, you are being, I'm not going to say fantasize about it. I don't mean like that, but you are on somebody's radar. I have no idea who, but you'll know within a couple months, but right now, I don't think you're really worried about it. I think you're liking the secure position you're in. What else for Cancerian? It's very, and I know this, 20 minutes, because it was like, well, what about this? What about this? It's like, it's okay. It's okay. You can be okay with just being okay. Like, it's going to take as long as it takes. And if you're not ready, you're not ready. And this is not the end. It's just the way it is right now. And there's nothing wrong with it. And things are going really good. You're just not for the Cancers I'm reading for, you're still kind of transitioning out of something. Okay, again, transition. There's that Sun card reversed. Transitioning out of something, and we've got no talking, no communication, no interest, no. There's like you. This is you actively taking time for yourself. So for the Cancers that I'm reading for, you're still, it's out there and you're starting to think about connection and romance, but the focus is on yourself and you're still dealing with the dregs of just things from the past. Not even one specific relationship, really. This has been quite culminating. Lots been going on, lots been shifting for you. So you're still dealing with a lot of unwanted stuff leaving your life. And you're adjusting to that. Eventually you'll want connection again, but right now you're kind of just surfing it. And it looks, for the Cancers that I'm reading for, you're not quite open to connection yet. Okay, all right, 21 minutes, good Lord. Thank you for stopping by. There's a lot going on here, and it's largely internal. Like this huge intuitive landscape that you're kind of traversing. Just write it. You're gonna write it out. Things are fine. You might feel like you need to be taking a more active role in a certain part of your life, like job and money are fine, but you don't need to be doing anything. You can just coast for now. You're good. Okay, Cancer, I hope this was helpful, and don't you worry. Everything is just fine. You don't need to do anything. You can take your breather and keep coasting. I hope to see you in the next reading, and I thank you for stopping by, and you take care.